So good morning again, everyone. 11th class accountancy, chapter 4, basis of accounting. So in accounting, there are two bases. Two bases are there in accounting. First basis is, write down, cash basis. This is a very easy topic. Second is accrual basis. Cash basis and accrual basis. What is there in cash basis? As the name signifies, that cash basis means only the cash transactions are recorded. In a business, there are two types of transactions. How many types of transactions? Two types. Cash transactions and credit transactions. Cash transactions are those transactions in which as soon as we sell good or we purchase good, cash is either received or paid. As soon as we have received a service from any person, then we are making payment to that person on the same time. So this is known as cash transaction. Cash means either we have received cash or we have paid cash at the time of transaction. Suppose we have purchased goods from Harshita. We have purchased goods from Harshita costing rupees 10,000 and immediately we have made the payment. So this will be known as cash transaction. As in this transaction, there is an involvement of cash on the spot payment. Credit transaction means we are not making payment immediately. No immediate payment. No immediate payment. Then when the payment will be made? After 1 week, maybe after 10 days, maybe after 20 days, maybe 1 month, after 2 months, 3 months, whichever the time period is agreed upon in between both the parties. Who are the both parties there? Buyer and seller. So this is the credit transaction. Credit transaction means there is a liability always there in credit transaction, as we need to make payment in future or we will be receiving payment in future. If we have to receive payment in future, then it is an asset concept. And if we need to payment in future, then it is a liability concept. So in credit transaction, either there will be asset concept or there will be liability concept. Clear? But in cash transaction, there is no asset or liabilities involved. On the same time, at the same time, on the spot, we have purchased goods, we have made payment, we have sold goods, we have received payment. So those transactions are known as cash transactions. And if we have made a promise to make the payment in near future, which may be after 10 days, 15 days, 20 days, 1 month, whatever time period is agreed upon between two parties. So those transactions are known as credit transaction. Clear? So in cash basis, only cash transactions are recorded. Only cash transactions are recorded. Not the credit transactions, only cash transactions. Either cash is received or cash is paid. Cash is received or cash is paid in this transaction. Clear? Credit transactions are not recorded at all in cash basis. Both are opposite to each other. If one basis is cleared, then other basis is just the opposite of the previous base. So, and try to understand one. Credit, in credit transactions are not recorded at all. Not recorded at all. Suppose a businessman is there and whose name is Mr. A. Mr. A is there. He has a business of selling furniture or any other item you can assume. So he sold rupees 20,000 costing chair in cash. Okay. And also 2 sofa set costing rupees 1 lakh in credit. So if we are following cash basis, then we will be recording only the first transaction in the books. We will be writing only this one. We will be writing only this one, this. Okay, this one will be written in the books of account. This one, not this one. Why? Because this is on credit. This is on credit. So imagine, okay, Nitya. So imagine that if in a business which is following cash basis, will the business be able to find out the actual amount of profit or loss? Just give me answer in chat box. As in this business, only we are recording the cash transactions, not the credit transactions. So is this business will be able to know the exact amount of profit or loss? Yes, everyone is writing no. Yes, very good. Daksh, Riya, Anshul, very good. Satakshi, Sia, very good everyone. No. Why? Because in such type of businesses, we are not recording all of the transactions. We will be recording only the cash transactions and ignoring the credit transaction. So this basis is a cash basis, and this basis is not a reliable basis, and it will be not giving the true amount of profit. Why? Because some of the transactions are ignored here. They have not been recorded here. So this is all about cash basis. Afterwards, we will discuss the merits and demerits. First, I will be explaining accrual basis so that we can do the merits and demerits both merits and demerits. Now, if I am talking about the accrual basis, so in this business, cash as well as credit, both transactions are recorded. Cash transaction as well as accrual transaction, credit transaction, both are recorded. Clear? Means in this business, these two transactions, both the transaction will be recorded. This is the cash transaction. Cash transaction, and this is the credit transaction. Both the transactions will be recorded in this business, which is following the accrual basis. Accrual basis means cash as well as credit. Both the transactions will be recorded. So this is the cash transaction in which Mr. A sold furniture of rupees 20,000 in cash. This is cash transaction. And in this transaction, Mr. A again has sold sofa set, but this time he has not sold in cash. He has done the transaction in credit. Credit means he will be getting payment in near future, not the spontaneous payment, not at the same time. So maybe after 1 month, maybe after 2 months, 3 months, 10 days, 15 days, whatever the time period is mutually agreed upon between two parties. So this is credit transaction. This transaction will be known as credit. And remember that credit transaction always mean a liability. Liability means we owe some money to someone. That is a liability. Okay. So cash basis, only the cash transactions will be recorded. So this transaction will be ignored, credit transaction. Accrual basis, cash as well as credit, both the transactions will be recorded. No transaction will be ignored. So as I asked from you that in cash basis, profits will not be accurate. Profits will not be true and fair. Why? Because in cash basis, we have ignored this transaction. We will be not recording this transaction. But in accrual basis, all the transactions will be recorded. There will be true and fair view of each and every transaction done in business. So this true and fair view, just because of this true and fair view, we will be able to get the accurate profit. So we can say that in accrual business, there will be accurate profits. Accurate means correct profits because we have not ignored any transaction. Clear? So this is known as accrual basis. And the most important thing is here, which business has to follow which base. Which business has to follow which base, either cash base should be adopted by the business or the accrual basis. So it is not like that ki it is your wish, whatever base you can adopt. No, no, my dear students, it's not the wish of the businessman. It will be depending on the nature of the transactions done by the student, done by the done by the businessman. It will be depending on the nature of the transaction done by the businessman. Suppose a businessman is there and whose all business is mostly on cash basis. For example, a retailer in the market. Retailer in the market. Retailer means the businessman, the shopkeeper who is directly connected with the consumers. So once, whenever you want to buy the grocery items, any footwear, any sweets, any table items, so all those persons who are selling all these items directly to you, they are known as a retailer. So retailers are mostly selling their goods in cash. So retailers are selling goods in cash. Clear? Retailers are selling mostly goods in cash. So that's why they need to follow cash basis, because there are no credit transaction or a very rare credit transaction. Suppose a friend of the retailer has come and he is asking for credit. So that is only one out of 100 people. So he may grant him credit or not. So it is his policy that all of his goods he is selling only in cash. Sometimes it is written on at the main gate of the shop, only cash. Credit is not allowed. Credit is not allowed. So the businesses which are making their sales only in cash, they can easily follow the cash basis, and basically they are retailers. As well as suppose you want to have a haircut, so you need to go to salon, there also you have to make payment, no credits are allowed, so they can also follow the cash basis to know their profits. Similarly for the boutiques, similarly for the doctors, so all the professionals as well as the sole proprietor, you must have studied sole proprietorship in business studies. Sole proprietor is the businessman who is the alone in the business, who is the sole owner of the business. So he must be selling all his goods, he must be selling all his goods on cash basis. So there we can follow the cash basis. But think about a business where all the transactions are not on cash basis. All the transactions are not on cash basis. So what to do there? For example, let's take an example of manufacturer. Yes. Sorry, accrual. Yes, accrual basis. Let's take an example of manufacturer. Manufacturers are producing goods. Clear? Further, they are selling it to the wholesalers. Manufacturers are selling goods to the wholesalers. Wholesalers are further selling it to the retailers, and retailers are further selling it to the consumers. So manufacturer is here. So mostly how this chain works, manufacturers are selling mostly goods to the wholesalers on credit. I'm not telling you that every time the credit sale is there, but mostly the goods are sold to the wholesaler on credit. Further, wholesaler are giving credit to the retailers. Further, retailers are selling to consumers in cash. So whatever cash payments the retailers are getting, in turn, they are making payment to wholesaler, and in turn, wholesalers are making payment to manufacturer. So this chain of channels of distribution work on this. So in this type of business, it is not necessary that every time the credit transaction will be there. There may be cash transaction, because whenever we are making the cash transaction, there is always a concept of discount. We have already studied discount, cash discount. The discount which is allowed only when the transactions are done on cash. So there may be cash transaction as well as credit transaction. But mostly transactions are on credit. So they are advised to follow accrual basis, because if their 70% transactions are in credit and 30% transactions are in cash, then if they are recording only 70% transactions, there will be no accurate amount of profit. So to get the accurate amount of profit, accrual basis is followed by such type of businesses where credit as well as cash transactions are there. So, and one more thing, whenever we are talking about the companies, corporate sector, banks, companies, joint stock companies, so in those sector, we have to follow certain rules and regulations given by Indian Companies Act 2013. For all the corporate sector, one act everyone needs to follow, each and every company needs to follow, that is Indian Companies Act. Indian Companies Act 2013. Earlier the act was 1956, but few years back it was completely revised and now it is known as Indian Companies Act 2013. So which two bases, out of which base, out of these two bases, which base is accepted by Indian Companies Act 2013? It is a very important one marker question. So it is the accrual base only. Cash basis is not accepted by Indian Companies Act 2013. So what I want to say here, the only thing is that the sole proprietors and partnerships, it is up to them which base they want to follow, cash basis or accrual basis, depending on the nature of transactions. If they are having all the cash transactions, they can find out the profits by using cash basis. If they are having mixed transaction, cash as well as credit, then they need to follow accrual basis. Clear? But if we are talking about companies, then they are not allowed to follow cash basis. They need to follow only accrual basis, because it is the base which is accepted by the Companies Act. Clear? So now we will just talk about the merits and demerits of the accrual and cash basis. Just wait a minute. Yes. So now the merits and demerits, you can take the screenshot of this explanation if you want. So it will help you for making notes, because everything, each and everything I have written here, there is no need of book. Next is the merits and demerits. Merits and demerits of cash basis and accrual basis. This we will be doing in comparative form. Cash basis and accrual basis. Merits, demerits. Whenever we will do two concepts simultaneously, then the merits of one concept will become the demerits of other, and the demerits of one concept will become the merit of other. Clear? So first merit of cash basis, it is very simple. It is very simple and realistic. Simple and realistic. Second demerit of cash basis, because to find out the profits, we need not to do the outstanding and prepaid expenses calculations. Just by finding out the cash receipts minus cash payments, we can find out the profits. Cash receipts minus cash payments. So it is a very much easy formula to find out the profit. Next, this basis does not require any estimates, because whatever amount we have received, whatever amount we have paid, that will be recorded. Need not any estimates or any judgments. Any estimate or any judgments. Third merit is the suitability. It is suitable for small scale businesses. It is suitable for small scale businesses, specifically the businesses, yes, specifically the businesses in which all the transactions are on cash basis. Demerits, it does not give true and fair view. Does not give true and fair view of profits. It's a serious demerits because some of the transactions are ignored. Second, It is not recognized by Indian Companies Act 2013. So it cannot be used by the companies. Clear? Then merits, whatever the demerits are there, that will become the merit of accrual basis. It is accepted by Indian Companies Act 2013. It gives the true amount of profit. Why? As all the transactions are recorded, cash as well as credit. Demerit, it is not good for small scale business. Not good for small scale business. And it is little bit technical. Here we have written that it is simple. It is technical and it requires knowledge of accounting. It requires knowledge of accounting. Knowledge of accounting. Clear? So this is all about merits and demerits. And we have done today cash basis and accrual basis. I hope topic is clear to all of you.